choose. We'll just close that. Welcome. Okay, here we're on. Let me put you here. Hi, there's Christina.
Hey everybody, how are you today?
Let's hit the go live on this one. So we got our YouTube audience, hello, and our Facebook audience, hello.
Hey.
Welcome. Okay, let's get.
Do I get closer?
Yeah. Let's put this back so that we're close. There we go. All right.
Adjustments. Always adjusting. How fabulous is that we can do that?
Yeah, all right. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to Lighten Up. It's only light. Is that us? There we go. So I can see us. I am Vero. I am the owner of Sacred Crystals with shops in Tyrone Square and now in West Shore Plaza.
That's
and
amazing.
This is Christina Welsh.
Hello. Hey everybody.
Fashionista extraordinaire.
Thank you.
Owner of the brand Pussy Army. All right, and today we're going to talk about ceremony and ritual.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and we are going to have a little bit of ceremony ritual Friday, if you don't mind me saying.
Okay, yeah, tell it.
So on Friday at West Shore Plaza, we're going to have our grand opening party for the new Sacred Crystals West Shore. So we just opened up, and the response from the community has been amazing.
That's awesome.
We've been absolutely loving being in West Shore Plaza, and so we're going to have a little party to celebrate. I've got, and you know, it's commemorating, you know, with a little celebration, which is ritual, right? So I've got friends coming. My friend Hazel and his partner Jonathan are going to be playing the hand pan drums, and Hazel's an amazing musician, so, you know, he tells me, I'm just learning to play the hand pan drum. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, he's like, so I'll bring a synthesizer, blah, blah, whatever he's bringing. You know, I'm just learning, right? Yeah, no, you're just learning, like...
He's got a new album out.
Yeah, right. Just learning, like Prince is just learning to play guitar. You know?
Yeah.
So
humble.
Yes, exactly. Humble. So Hazel and Jonathan will be playing. I've got Christina will be there. She might give us a little talk. And then I've got Janet Reynolds will be there giving a little talk as well. And Hazel will give a little talk and the music. And then I'm going to have a salt ceremony. Not a circle, because that's like hours of pure fun. And you should all join me for a true salt circle. But we're going to have a little ceremonial salt bowl there where everybody can, throughout the evening, put their intentions in, put some good intentions for the space in, and everybody will get a chance to mix that up and take some of those beautiful intentions home with them as well from the salt bowl. So looking forward to that.
Me too. Vero and I love your salt ceremonies.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, they're very touching. They're very, it's a really sweet ceremony.
Yeah. And I didn't invent it. I do have to say I got it from a woman who does some sacred sister circles, and started the salt ceremony. And I think it goes well beyond her as well, you know, but I got it from her, she got it from whoever she got it from, and because salt is a crystal, and crystals are energy. So by taking a bowl of just plain white salt and adding intention, adding oils, adding crystals, herbs, what else? One time I was at a circle with children, and they added glitter and
fun.
And little dolls and stuff, little like toys, and
yeah, because it's not meant to be eaten. You're not meant to use it in cooking or anything.
No, absolutely not. No, because everybody's putting their hands in it, and so you know, you mix up all these intentions, and then when you're done, you have this fragrant, beautiful salt. You can use it in baths. You can use it in your own rituals. You can use it to start like as the mother salt for your own ceremony. So yeah,
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a fun thing. I love doing them. They're one of my favorite things. So I'm grateful to Miss Annie for bringing that into my consciousness.
Me too. I'm thankful for you for bringing it into my consciousness.
That's
because
how
I've got
sisters
some,
grow.
right, it's true. I've got some great smelling salt right now that are in sweet bags that I've kind of placed strategically. One is on my altar, you know, and if you want, you can have it so that you can have little pops of smells all around your home, you know, because salt has also got this protective quality too. So
Absolutely.
little doorway areas, things like that, you know. So maybe we can get into talking about rituals and ceremony and stuff like that, because we've already got that going. We got the flow, got the flow
of the ritual.
Now, are you wanting to do a reading?
Oh yeah, let's start with a reading.
Yeah. Did you want to open with a reading?
Oh, we can.
Today?
Yeah, sure. Let's see what do we got here.
Oh, here we go.
We got them.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Get my glasses on. Starseed oil. You know, I saw this and I wanted you to address and explain. So this one's the Starseed Oracle by, who's it by? Let's see. Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Daniel Noel. And I just, starseed, the word starseed, can you tell our viewers what is a starseed?
As I understand a starseed, it is, I think it's remembrance. I think it is the memory of our star selves, our star beingness, our ancestors, ourselves being the star people that we are.
Yeah.
That's how I view it, you know. And I think there's supposed to be, if I take it further, there are supposed to be like star-seeded beings that become awakened to their star-seeded selves, so that they can bring about a different type of consciousness and change to others.
Yeah, that's kind of how I understand it. Like that we are descendant, basically. And it's funny, I'm watching a documentary right now. A man, Graham.
Love me a documentary, girl.
Oh yeah, Graham Hancock. Yes, who is he's looking for evidence of an advanced civilization that was around Ice Age to pre-Ice Age. So, and you know, the archaeologists apparently, like, everything that they've ever learned says no, man came onto the scene a little bit later, and or at least culture came onto the scene. There might have been some Neanderthals, but culture came onto the scene a little later, and he's saying there's a lot of evidence that maybe pre-Ice Age, or Ice Age, pre-Ice Age, there was actually a whole advanced civilization that just got wiped out. And it's really interesting because he talks about all of the what you call it, the all of the myths of a cataclysmic flood that come from so many different cultures. That what if these myths are not myths but memories, but a history, an oral history?
That's exactly what I was told was the myths aren't myths, they're real.
Yeah.
Like it's really happened. Like there are giants that roam the earth.
That's
you know what
one
I'm
of
saying?
the things too, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think it's kind of like awakening and remembering these types of things, not in theory, not in mythology, not in it. So, starseed, if I break it down on the most basic elemental level, it's recognizing and understanding your godness, your divinity, and knowing that you're not limited. You're not a limited being. We're limited in some capacity in a physical sense, but we have the ability to transcend physicality. You know, our mind is not just stuck in a skull.
Right.
You know, like that's not right. So that's where all this comes. I think it just all is the remembering of who we really are, and our real connectedness to a source that is our God source that we just keep igniting over and over again, a little bit, you know. Everybody has a companion star too, FYI, and everybody is a star. I'm gonna say the reason why I'm saying this, I'm tacking onto it because I'm remembering some stuff that I understood too.
Okay.
Earth Mother, what we sit on, is a star as well. So the stuff that we talk about, that's her core, that's that lava. There's a solid core. There's also a lava molten core. Yeah. She's a star. She's like the sun. And that's what we all are. We're all a star. We all are a sunshine thing inside of us. And it's not limited to people or the sun or the stars that are out in there, because we have a companion star in outer space. We are a star. And that's what she is too. And she is transforming. She is becoming a sun. That's exactly what we're all doing.
I also feel like that we are the stuff of stars, but literally like part of that bridge of that ancient culture from Neanderthal to hunter-gatherers to like farming in cities overnight. Like it's like just there's this place in history where it's just like, we're no longer Neanderthals, we're farming and we're farming and have cities. And all of these myths of the great cataclysm basically say there was a divine teacher that came in and taught everybody that was left after the cataclysm how to farm and create culture, create a city. And so
Vero Bero.
So being the stuff of stars, like it's very possible that this ancient civilization that he's looking for is actually star beings, aliens, so to speak, that we are descendants of the star beings that came here to and resettled after this cataclysm, and that we have no knowledge of them, who knows why, but it's maybe the knowledge is there and it's so obvious that we're missing it, like the pyramids and and because there's pyramids everywhere, and the the things that are being found that are created with laser precision that we only have had the ability to create these laser precise structures in the last century. But these things are dating thousands of years old.
And lifting the amount of block and granite and these huge, they're blocks of stone that have been quarried and that are as big as my house. That are the foundation for another foundation. So it's the layers upon layers. But it's ancient aliens, and they're our ancestors, and we are our ancestors. Like we are future ancestors. So we're relearning our ancient ways.
And I think it's important for us to tap into that knowing, like. We so readily cut ourselves off from all that we know because it's convenient, because it's culturally accepted. We don't want to seem crazy, or whatever. But when you sit and meditate, you actually have Christ consciousness. You can tap into all that is, and that includes all history. And you might think it's just your imagination, but it's quite interesting that we all have very similar imaginations. We look at our movies. How many of them are similar.
And just look at the cultures they're from one end of the planet to the other, but yet
Yeah.
they have likeness, you know, and that
that-
there was always a star person that came, you know, or something from the sky, you know. So, and I will also mention this too, whether you consider it a star being, star seed, solar angel, solar lord, however you want to, it doesn't matter. It still means sun. Star is a sun is a star. They beep beep. They mean the same thing. So to Vero's point, when you're kind of doing the meditation and you're focusing on pure conscious energy, you know, focus if you can on the light kind of sun, the light you are, the sun you are, and the light communication that we've discussed in previous podcasts. It is something, the exchange will be both ways, and you'll start to understand it. If it's not something that is of intelligence to you now, it will be if you kind of start allowing it to be. Allow it, you know, a lot of the times, because it has been kind of something that we haven't used and relied on, because we've kind of lived, I read in books, it's in a different dimension. It's kind of like a different reality. We're in this different world. We're in the fourth world, and we're moving and shifting to the fifth world. So the fourth world is a world of separation, a world of separation from source and higher self. And I don't mean that in a way that would be, I'm not trying to be conscious of what, because everybody's got different higher selves, you know, or, you know, there's different, what is higher self? I don't know, but it's a place of love and peace.
Yeah, it's
So-
for me, it's the oneness.
Yeah,
The oneness of all that is.
that sounds about right.
So,
Mm. Yeah.
since we're on ceremony and ritual, that meditation is a very personal ceremony ritual that you can do for yourself. You know?
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And so there's lots of tools out there to help guide you into meditation. There's also lots of people that do guided meditations. So if you want to slip into that place, or if you like it by yourself, but there's lots of ways to get into that.
Yeah, especially with technology, you know, our universe is ever expanding, and you can tell that with the advancements of technology that just keep growing and growing and growing. Again with that. So as we keep expanding, as we keep growing, there's just more and more and more ways to really connect. Our ability to connect the entire world in almost an instant, you know, is just proof that we are just expanding consciousness, and you know, using that technology, you can go on. There's so much information on YouTube right now that you could not watch it all in your lifetime.
It's true.
Like you literally could not, if you sat from morning to night every day of your entire, say you live 100 years, you couldn't watch all the stuff that's on YouTube.
That's pure energy too.
Yeah.
What's
So
out there on that YouTube world?
you find what calls to you, and try to light your life as best you can, and you know, go search out that meditate, and the right things will come to you.
Yeah.
And you'll get to see it. But since we're talking about this, I'm going to open up the Starseed Oracle. It's got the coolest little box. It's like, look, oops.
Yeah.
Hi.
You can use it as part of the readings.
Ooh.
There's a spread in the book that Rebecca, the author, has incorporated the top of the box. And you kind of make it like a pyramid, I think.
This is so cool. Inside it says, your heart is a portal. It says, your heart is a portal inside, and your heart is a portal.
I think there might be something on that.
Yeah, it says
Yeah,
the same.
okay. Oh, yeah. that's-
Same, your heart is a portal. And you got a cute little book with Rebecca Campbell and Daniel Newell. All right. So shuffle these up and pull one. The backs of the cards are gorgeous. So let's see what we got here. I've never seen these cards before, so I have no idea what I'm about
Good luck.
about to pull.
Those are all fun. Whoops.
All right. So Let's pull one. This one is calling. All right. See what we got. Haha.
Wow.
Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. And it's a picture of the Earth in a star field. And it says perspective.
Look how tiny our little Earth is.
If that doesn't tell you something, none of this matters.
Oh my gosh.
Pull out, zoom out, find common ground. Because we are just these tiny specks of dust.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. So that's and that's basically, that sums up what we're talking about. You know, it's it doesn't matter. We are bigger than what that says to me is that we are actually so much more than these tiny specks of dust, because we are all of that. We are all of the space. We are all of the earth. We are all of the sun. We are all of the light. We are all of the dark. We are all of it.
Every single last house.
What number is that?
It doesn't have a number.
Perspective.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to go to the beginning to, or it might be
I think I got it,
alphabetized. I don't
yeah.
remember how that one was organized.
I got triangles here, so I think, and it's alphabetized, so
Oh yeah, I forgot. It did have
here we go.
the little graphic there.
So perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. So take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered version and reactive frame of mind. So step away from the blinking reactive frame of mind of the me against them. Step away from that. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view, and zoom out. All right. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. Oh my gosh.
That's what you said.
Yeah. And we see the planet as ours to own and conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for eventual extinction. We build fences and walls to create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. So it's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We've become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually just distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. This moment right now. This life is fleeting. It's a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe. And the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. So take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment, in this timeline of your soul's existence, in this timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. And then there's a little starseed soul inquiry. How are you being called to change your perspective? Huge.
Super sweet.
Yes. So yeah, we are small and huge at the same time.
Yeah. Like, I see this too, Vero, and I'm like, okay, imagine, viewers, if you can, that you are the earth and you are the viewer. So you're this and you're also what you see. Does that make sense? Like, you're the witness of, you get to witness yourself, being yourself, doing the things.
Alan Watts calls it being both the observed and the observer.
Yeah. You're the watcher and the watched, or something like that. I'm trying to come up with it, but anyway. Yeah, and I think that's really important, because if you can view yourself, and it's almost like I have to have perspective, like there's a thing above me and there's something below me type thing. It may help you as well. But if you can imagine that you are the earth and everything around you is you, and you get to see the you that you want, your little world, then
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Tiny little earth. Tiny little us. All of the things, the challenges matter very little. It's really all that matters is our connection with Source.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is you.
Yeah. Connecting to your higher self, to all that is you.
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah, so, and also too, the message was, let's take care of our freaking planet like we take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that same type of tenderness towards our Earth Mother, you know, to help us along.
And to take care of ourselves as well, like, because we don't always take care of ourselves. So
True.
Starting within, doing the ceremony to focus on the self, to focus on the void of all that is, that's both inside of us and expansive. We are like we are ever expanding space, you know, inside and out. So focusing on taking care of the self will end up taking care of the planet, will eventually focus on taking care of all that is. Yeah.
I am with you on that. Hard.
Mm-hmm.
I think, so one way that I kind of try to bring in a little bit of care for Earth Mother, that is a ritual that I do, is, and it's a native practice, it's nothing that I invented, but I do a tobacco offering. I offer a little pinch of tobacco, and I thank the 4 directions, and I thank the 4 elements, you know, and I thank my Earth Mother, my ancestors. I try to cram a whole bunch of thanks in there, you know, because I know that I have trees that watch over me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they're my allies, so I want to get a shout out to them.
Yeah.
But above all, when I do that type of ritual and I'm put myself in a place of honoring and revering the planet and all of her creations, you know, and how we're so connected, then I feel like I'm doing a little bit of good, and it makes me feel better. And so I think that's part of it. Like, if you start feeling really juicy about yourself, a lot of the times that's what radiates to others, and they want to have some of that juice. They want the juicy. And then I'm like, put a little pinch of tobacco and say a prayer and tell me how you feel. It may change things for you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love hearing about your rituals because they enlighten me to practice that now I get to incorporate if I choose to do so, you know. So I love hearing about different rituals and ceremonies, and there's so many.
Oh yeah. Well, you talk about you know, the Native American practices, and that's been that's been sort of adopted by pagan practices, and you know, and with love and reverence and honor is the practice of smudging. You know, the ceremony of smudging, of opening a circle with sacred smudge. So and you have some here. So with one of the ceremonies is using a triumvirate. I think we're missing the sweetgrass here, but
I do have some in here.
Yeah, you even have sweetgrass. Look at you.
Yeah, girl. So it's a little braid that I did. I used to.
Sweet.
I've incorporated in my wristbands, in my cuffs, and my hats.
Oh yeah, it's just a tiny bit. Now it comes in a long braid, but this is a tiny braid of sweetgrass, and the sweetgrass is burned first, usually in ritual, because it calls in everything. It calls all the energies to center, kind of. It's like pulls the energy out of the woodwork, so to speak, to center. And it's, you know, so
can you get the termites out of my woodwork, please?
Yeah, in Florida. That's a thing. We can smoke them out. I
know, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to smudge the crap out.
Smudge them out. But yeah, so the sweetgrass calls it all in. And then your sage bundle, love sage bundle, is your sage bundle, which you can use over and over again. Your sage bundle, and this one's nice, it has a little pine in it, I think.
That is juniper.
Juniper?
Or cedar. That might be cedar. I forget. It might be juniper or cedar. I don't remember.
I think it's juniper.
Okay, good. I got juniper berries too.
Yeah. So you smudge the white sage, and you can mix it with many things. I have a bunch of flower ones at the shop and such, and the juniper. And,
you got the assortment for sure.
So the white sage you burn to clear anything that is less than light. So you call it all in with the sweetgrass. You say, you burn the sage, I honor all that is, but only those of the light may stay. And you burn that. And then my final, when I'm doing a ceremony personally, the final thing I like to do is the Palo Santo wood, which, oh my gosh.
Burn it. Get it going, sister.
Yeah, let's burn some of this, because it's just, I wish smell came through the computer screen, because this is intensely amazing. So the Palo Santo raises vibration. So it's like, call it in, clear it out, and then have a party. Basically, it's the Palo Santo is like
in my nose holes, please.
Yeah. So the Palo Santo raises vibration, and you can cleanse with just Palo Santo. You can cleanse with just sage, as far as the cleansing of the energies go. But it changes. It's a different vibration with the Palo Santo. It really livens everything up. So
it cuts through the static in the air. You know, like if you do need, like, if it's just like that you haven't, like, if it's just that you haven't opened your windows and circulated air around for a little bit, it will do it for you, it would seem. It just kind of feels like that, freshness.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you see, Palo Santo, you light it, it goes out, you light it, it goes out, because it's a wood. So it doesn't stay lit, and it's not supposed to.
Yeah,
so,
you don't want to leave it unattended either. Like a lot of these objects, they'll still smolder a little bit, so make sure you're using something that's safe to burn them in.
Yeah, Christina has her abalone shell here, which also represents the water element. So it's nice to use because you get the abalone shell represents the water element. All of the things you are burning represent the earth element. The smoke itself is the fire element, and then often when you're doing it, you'll waft the smoke either with a feather or your hand, and that represents the air element. So you get all the elements by using the abalone shell with your ritual. So that's also really nice. But yeah, and never leave them unattended, of course. Very important.
I say that for myself, you know, because sometimes you think something's out, and sometimes these guys will catch because they get a little drier, you know. So you just want to be, at least for me, this girl, okay?
Yes.
I like to get them going too. I think that's my thing. I like them to be doing
nice and smoky.
Yes, exactly. So. Well, you know, it's how you treat your object, your tools. So.
Yeah. Well, you get it nice and smoky as long as you're in a well-ventilated space and you're not going to set off the fire alarm. I have done that. I have set off the fire alarm. Oops. But it's okay. It's an easy fix. Yeah. But worth it. So
it probably needed to happen, you know.
Yeah, you know, test the batteries, right?
Exactly.
So starting any ritual with that cleansing, and with those elements, you can go around a space and clear the space. You can go, like, whenever you're going into a ceremony. Sorry, I forgot to put on the podcasting thing here. Let me put that on real quick. How do I find that? There we go. Do not disturb. Podcast, sweet.
She's got a fancy watch.
So, fancy watch, yeah. So calling in all of the elements. but I was saying you can do a person, like you can smudge a person, you can smudge their personal energy field, which always feels great. I love it when someone does it for me, and I love doing it for others to cleanse the energy field. And then also love doing the space. You can do it outside, you can do it inside.
Yeah,
you know.
I do it around my doorways, inside and out. And then I also ask for the energies that we kind of like collected, and I'll open up the door and ask them to leave, and then never return. I just thank them, these little energies, these little whatever, thank and goodbye. Yeah.
And when doing certain ceremonies and rituals, calling in the elements is a thing too. Honoring the north, the south, the east, the west, honoring Mother Earth. Do you do that when you're?
I totally do it. I'm with you on that.
Tell me all about you.
No, I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So honoring the north, the mountains, the earth energy, honoring the south, honoring the fire energy, honoring the east, which I've always had the east be the air energy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think we're backward on that.
Yeah,
you
we
were
had
water
definitely
on that, right?
No, I'm sun on the east.
Oh, you're fire on the east.
Yes, fire, sun on the east.
Okay. See, and that's okay. We have different rituals that we've learned that are so while I have the fire in the south, she has a fire in the east, and it's just a different tradition, and that's okay. You're still honoring, right? You're still honoring all that is. So like my south is fire, my east is air, and my west is water.
My west is water too.
Okay. Yeah. So honoring calling in the elements and just asking for those elements to guard over your ceremony. So to be sort of witness to the ceremony, because the elements are like the magical energies of the earth, and it's very it mixes pagan, it mixes the Native American. And what's interesting about the Native American rituals is it comes from, and the tobacco is a Native American ritual too. It comes from planting sage and tobacco around the outside edges of the crops, like the corn and such, that they would grow. Because if you plant, because the critters, the bunnies, the deer, all the critters of the forest love to eat
the plants.
They want the good food too. But if you plant sage and tobacco around the outside edge of the crop, those don't taste so good, and they're thick, so the critters don't really go through so much to get to your food. They're like, oh, these don't taste good, we're going away somewhere else. So it's also it starts from a practical protection to a spiritual protection.
Kind of like boundaries.
Yeah.
Like it creates a solid, fortified boundary.
Yeah. And as does your ritual.
Yes.
Creates a boundary of a space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How sweet is that?
Another ritual and ceremony that I have done in the past has been a labyrinth.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've been to a labyrinth, but I didn't do it in, I guess I did do it in ceremony now, but can I tell you, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Like, does that sound ridiculous? But that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that it was it was a ritual. I didn't know the history behind the labyrinth and the walking of it.
A labyrinth it's there's one direction in and one direction out. You walk and you basically follow. It's not a maze, it's more of a circle, and you follow the circle around till you get to the center. And it's either marked off by rocks, or it can be marked off by plants growing high, and you walk the path, and it's a walking meditation ritual. And you walk on the path of the labyrinth till you get to the center. Sometimes you take a crystal with you or something to place in the center.
Oh, offering.
And or one labyrinth that I did was one where we actually were placing stones along everybody who was invited placed a stone along the edge of the labyrinth to sort of outline it.
That's cool.
Yeah, which was really cool. And I had a labyrinth. I had an acreage up in New York, and there was a hillside that I literally just mowed a labyrinth.
That's awesome. So you let it kind of like a patch of grass grow up so you could mow into it, make a crop circle.
I made a crop circle basically. It was big, so it had
gorgeous.
And I took a riding mower and just like
I love that
big
idea.
Circle and then left some growing and another until at the center.
That's great.
Then I had to get the riding mower out of there.
There was a person in Gulfport, I didn't mean to interrupt, that has a labyrinth. I don't know if it's still, but she had kind of erected it. I'm having a hot flash. She erected it with like stones and different plants, but you could see as she was out there walking her labyrinth too.
Love
so
it. Yeah, it's a walking meditation.
Yeah, it was very cool. Do you mind if I use this card to feed
Not
this?
at all. Do it. So labyrinth is a walking meditation that is a ritual. That is a ceremony you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
And then, have you ever sat in an organized ceremony?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of different kinds.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
and even
going to church.
Yeah,
you might consider that here. That's why
absolutely.
I love little beads. Because you with like mala beads or rosaries. This is a sign of ritual, or this is a form of ritual rather.
Yeah. So with the mala, you count just like with the rosary. So the mala has 108 beads. It's a multiple of 3, because 3 is a very sacred number, and you count your prayers. Whether you're doing chants or prayers or Hail Marys, you count around and you use the beads to know where you are in that count. So as you count, like even if it's just your own like mantra that you've come up with, like I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And you do this 108 times. You might actually believe it by the time you're done.
It's true. You can make it. That's the largest thing. If you're going to practice ceremony or ritual, the intention behind it, your thought that you're focused on,
intention is everything.
The speech that you're saying, what's in your heart space, create it, do it at a time where you can focus and have some really thoughtful intention with your practice, and it will also make you feel a little bit better about doing it. You'll get a little bit more connected, and you'll start embellishing on even what your thoughts and your intentions are just by practicing intention and positive intention. You kind of use that muscle in your brain that maybe we don't exercise enough.
Oh yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're intending these really amazing thoughts throughout your day. You make everything a ritual. You make everything kind of like a spiritual practice and ceremony where you have the intention behind whatever you're seeing or doing too.
Yeah. So. And finally there's the plant medicine ceremonies.
Oh yes.
Yeah. No matter which plant medicine we're talking about, whether it's marijuana, magic mushrooms, or ayahuasca, peyote, kempo, any. I guess that's frog medicine, but anyway, the nature ceremonies, the plant medicines that deserve respect because they're teachers that will inform you and really elevate you to another level. But definitely, I highly recommend treating all of the plant medicines, with the ceremony and reverence that they deserve. I
agree with you. It's intention.
Yeah.
It goes back to, Well, honoring Earth Mother and everything that she's provided, and not taking advantage or taking for granted the gifts, the many wondrous medicinal gifts too. And also too, I if I'm smoking pot, I like pot. I'm a pot smoker. I learned about tradition of smoke. Incense has the same thing. When I'm lighting incense, I told you guys maybe on the last or another podcast, when I light incense, and I pretty much burn it throughout the day if I'm home or conscious about it, I say like a little prayer. I say an intention, and I also thank the light that's, igniting the incense, the hands that made the incense, all this kind of good, juicy stuff. Oh shoot.
That's your ceremony.
Yeah. There was something else about it that was, the smoke that's created from incense, from even if you're a cigarette smoker where you're smoking tobacco, send some intention in prayer to what we'll call the heavens above, or with the smoke, because that's what Native people, they believe that the smoke is the vehicle that takes the prayers from the pipe up to the heavens, so that Creator, Great Spirit, can respond accordingly and answer their prayers. So if you want to call it prayer, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, but your intentions, your thoughts, your positive energy that you impart on the stuff that you're smoking, ask for that smoke to be charged positively with thoughtful prayer and good stuff.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Anyway. And on the native, that takes me to one more ceremony, which is the sweat lodge.
Oh.
Which
I've never done that.
I have never done a sweat lodge either. Maybe we should go. Maybe we should do one.
Take
it on the road.
Can I tell you what I want to do? You guys are hearing this right now because it's gone through my mind a couple of times, and I'm like, "But should we go?" I want to go to Mount Shasta, and I thought you should be there with me.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's fun. Let's take this show on the road. Who wants to go to Mount Shasta?
That would be fun. I don't know why this is coming up now. It seems like they will tie together somehow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something about Mount. I've always wanted to go. So this is an intention. We're going to take the show on the road to Mount Shasta at some point.
Yeah. Something that you were saying that was about Native stuff.
Yeah, the sweat lodge.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's where we're supposed to do it. Okay.
That's where a sweat lodge will be available
Mount
from.
Shasta. That sounds awesome. I love it. And you can do a sweat lodge on your own in a modern day sort of your own ceremony. I know that I know people that do this regularly. You can do a sauna.
Yeah.
You go into a sauna with the intention of really meditating and letting it all pour out of your pores, and it's very powerful. Sauna. I've had some really amazing sauna meditations. So.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah. And that's a little bit more accessible than maybe a sweat lodge, So you can maybe do something, at your sports center or something.
Yeah, go like crunch, put on some headphones with a frequency or something, and let yourself just zone out.
You can buy a sauna. I mean, they've got them kind of prefabricated cedar, beautiful.
That's bucket list right there for me.
Yeah, that would be cute, right?
I want one. Yeah, let's put one in the backyard. We'll put it in your backyard.
Oh, it'd be nice.
Yeah. Why not? Let's do it. All right, so do you want to pull a card for the end?
I will pull a card for the end.
Okay, what deck would you like? Here's the angel one. And you've got the transcendent journeys. And you just have the starseed. You can throw another starseed.
I mean, let's stick with the starseed. I'm kind of feeling that.
All right.
And then I'm going to let you pull a card, and then I'm going to read it. I think it'll be fun to switch it up. Okay. And then while you're doing that, while you're feeling the card energy, I did want to share this with you guys. Because if you do want a fun, interesting way to find... Oops, this isn't the book. Well, this is a good one too, but this is what I really wanted you to see. This book right here. It's about rituals, and it's a beginner's guide for, it's like 101 for dummies, rituals for dummies. And it was useful for me because you can take little bits and pieces of what you read and put that into practice and see if it's something that you positively respond to. But it's just a good guide. Sometimes if you don't know where to begin, books are, I love them. I love them. I love them.
All right, I pulled the card.
Thanks, babes. I appreciate that. Listen, I am going to just set an intention for this too. Thank you, Vera, for pulling the card, because I think it's really important that I bring about a little positivo energy and let everybody know right now that you are the peace that you are meant to be. Mm-hmm. Look in the mirror and know peace. Reflect it to others. Leave others with what you want them to, like, remember you by. Your mirror. Mm-hmm. Mirror what you want them to see. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm so thankful. Double mission. Lightworker starseed. Serve the world by being you. Whoopsie. That's about y'all too. Mm-hmm. I try to make it about me, but it's really not. I'm not that selfish. I can be selfish. I've told y'all I'm a me person. But I have a double mission. Whoops. And my mission is also to express to you that this is your mission too. Be the light worker. Be the star seed self that God intended for us all to be. I'm just as unique as Vero is. We're all starry-eyed, sunbeam, rainbow light, diamond ness beings. Can I get a fucking amen? Because that's what we are. And if you don't want to believe that, you won't ever be that. But I can assure you that if you want to be it, you are it. Your isness. Mm-hmm. You are the is. Mm-hmm. You are the it and you are the is. Ising is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, double mission. Y'all get out there and be the light freaking starseed y'all are. How does this go? Double mission. Oh, it's upside down. I'm still put it the right way. Oh my goodness. And that's a beautiful card too, I have to tell you. This person's got like gold lipstick and gold eyeshadow on. And if that isn't speaking to me, because gold, if you all aren't aware, gold represents the sun. Mm-hmm. So gold, as a matter of fact, can I share with you what Sun told me? Sun told me that gold, Sun told me in a dream that gold is a gift from the sun to protect Mother Earth from its radiation. Gold is look, that's why they use it out in space for all of the NASA stuff. It's because it has the ability to prevent radiation. So it flows in her body, you know, as a protective element. I'm sharing that with you because it's sacred. It's sacred. So wear it with reverence and knowing that it's a gift from the sun, and Earth Mother is loaning it to you very temporarily because she'll be having that shit back. Okay?
It all goes back to her eventually.
I mean, it's not ours.
Ashes to ashes,
please,
dust
Lord
to dust.
Jesus, it's all going back. I'm going back. And if you are one that is charged or triggered by maybe the call or experience or thinking of death, know that it's just a phase. It's just a cycle. Like the butterfly goes through that little chrysalis period. When you come out, you're a freaking star, people.
Yeah.
So
we are eternal.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm vomiting all this information out to you guys, but it does hopefully put things in perspective for you a little bit. That gold is part of Earth's way of being protected, and it is the actual, if you look at the sun, please know one thing, it is freaking got gold all in it. It is gold particle stuff. Okay? And that's how it fell here to Earth and all that good stuff. And they had a little kiss and all that stuff got mushed in. It's beautiful. All right, kids. I'm going to ask for the light workers right now to stand on up and recognize their star seeds and that they have a mission and that they're purpose-oriented. If you've had the feeling that time is running out and there's something that you came here to do, create, or contribute, if you're here to grow as souls individually and on an individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way for a more collective mission, this card might be for you. The Starseeds collective mission is often answered through a career or calling, or by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. So if you feel like if you feel that you haven't fulfilled your life's purpose, that there's something that you know is nagging, but maybe you haven't even been able to identify it or isolate it, maybe sit with those thoughts and think, hey self, am I a light worker? Am I here to manifest light on the planet as a healer? Maybe just go deep with those thoughts and honor those thoughts for just a hot second, because that may be your calling. And don't deny it. Answer it fully. And with compassion for you and everybody else too. All right. It's common for light worker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in, or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as a spiritual closet. Come out, you freaks. Get out of the closet now, you freaky rainbow freaks. Rainbow light workers, if y'all would just come on and rise on up and show yourselves. Don't be shy. Come on out from under those little rocks. We need you now. We need your presence and attendance fully. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, and I'm going to say bring you joy, and then lose yourself in the doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. Blessings. Yeah. Here's a little soul inquiry for all you badass star seeds out there. How can you serve the world by being you?
And I think that is a perfect place to end for the day.
Yeah.
Light them up.
Thank you. Lighten up.
Light them up. Lighten up, light them up, light us up. Star seeds. Blessings, everybody. Again, I'm Vero. I'm the owner of Sacred Crystals, which is now has a second location in West Shore Plaza. First location in Tyrone Square in St. Pete and Tampa. And
hey, y'all, space critters. I'm Christina Welsh. Blessings.
blessings.